Well, is he your favorite? Lee Sun-shin?
Yeah, I was very excited.
I think that's probably the favorite of most people who have a first dive into Korean history, and among a lot of Koreans too, because he was kind of cool with what he did. Never looked into his personal life, never will.
Never will.
But his military career was some of the most fun to read that I've ever read among the world. Includes General MacArthur, which also had a lot of historical interesting things happen during war. So basically what happened is this guy lived a long time ago and he did a lot of cool stuff. So people have been fascinated with him, wanting to make movies. I believe this might be the third rendition of his life. There's an older movie and then a movie not too long ago, which might be actually the first movie of the trilogy that was written. Yeah, which was called Roaring Waters. Yes. Back in 2014 is when this started. And the director, basically they just wanted to tell this life in more detail. Generally, Admiral Yi's life in more detail by making it into a trilogy. So this admiral is known for major battles, but in this case, we're just going to pick out the 3 major battles, or at least the director did, during the whatever war that I completely forgot. History was not my strong point, okay? Again, English teachers.
It was against Japan.
It was against Japan. So it was against Japan, and it mostly was in the south of Korea peninsula, where the Roaring Waters actually helped Admiral Lee Sun-shin to defeat the Japanese Navy, who was far more powerful and numerous at the time. Well, at least far more numerous, apparently not more powerful.
Well, yes, not in the end.
The second movie was made a bit more recently called Rising Dragon. I watched the first one. I did not know there were 2 others. So I'm quite excited to watch the other 2 when it comes out on Coupon Play. And the last one is called Deadly Seas. You can tell I memorized those. Don't ask me the dates on those, but it came out very recently, I think last year. And I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, all my students were talking about it. There was a lot of buzz when it came out last year.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the one with the subtitles because I can't understand it in
that's
Korean.
Right. If you watch it in theaters, there's no English subtitles.
Yeah.
I bet it has to be online now.
Oh, probably, yeah. These
somewhere.
things happen pretty quick.
Exactly. But that's not it for this director. Not only does he want to make this trilogy, which I guess he already did, he also wants to spin it off into a TV show that goes through the entire war itself. Not just the focused on Lee Sun-shin, but also on everything else that was happening during that war. Even a little bit of the non-support that Lee Sun-shin had by the government at the time, or the king at the time. He was kind of like, I need help, and the king's like, yeah. At least from what I remember.
Yeah,
and Lee Sun-shin was like, all right, I'll do it myself then.
Didn't he get demoted?
There's something like
at some point, because the king was like afraid of his power, and but then he never gave up. And this is my favorite bit of the story. And then so he was like the lowest rank, but he just worked his way back up again to the top.
Yeah. And, defended Korea again, even though he had no reason to, politically. Anyways, yeah. Wow.
What a guy.
What a guy. As far as we know.
As far as we know, yeah.
Anyways, yes. So let's get into some questions. What other historical films have you watched and enjoyed?
Ever?
Well, let's top ones.
Top ones.
Actual historical.
Yeah, there was the... I'm struggling for the name of the director now. It was about the D-Day landings. It was called Dunkirk.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very atmospheric, very famous director.
That guy.
You had to see it on IMAX because it was beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And there was lots of sort of quiet. And they're waiting for the battle and the rumbling and the mood and the light and yes, a lot of moody stuff. And it was really well done. And that was very good.
Yeah, the same, this director has done a lot, especially with sound. I think he really likes sound. Man, I'm kicking myself.
Is it Aronofsky? No.
I would know it if I heard it.
You will know it if you hear it.
I'm kicking myself for not knowing right now.
Please leave it in the comments.
Oh, gosh.
Remind us, because we're stupid. He's a very famous director. Oh, also, was there 1914 as well?
I don't think that was the same
a different director but also a very good, fairly recent historical movie that I actually liked.
Yeah. I believe that got an award for being the longest one-shot film. Something like that.
You're right.
I think so, yeah. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing I guess it means one shot, but I have a hard time believing that. Anyways, so now, one aspect of this was that the recent 2 movies were computer graphic waters. Because the first movie had a lot of trouble with using real water, unfortunately. So now it's gone over to CG. Have you ever been impressed by CG in movies before?
Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I saw Jurassic Park.
Oh, gosh.
I was so young and it was so incredible and it was so real. The T-Rex, I was scared and thrilled all at the same time. Yeah, made a massive impression on me.
That's impressive because I was trying to think of answer this question. I was trying to think of like newer movies. And I was like, I'm really impressed by newer movies.
Not anymore.
But you said that and I'm like, Star Wars, Jurassic Park. I know they use real models for some things, but they also mixed it with CG, creating a wonderful effect that you just can't replicate these days.
Yeah. I think they overdo it these days. If you just use it sparingly, because it used to be so expensive, they'd just use it for little bits of the movie, but now they try and use it for everything. And
looking at you, Avatar. Anyways, well, let's not look at Avatar yet. Let's go down to that vocabulary and pick up a few of those and use them in your everyday English, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Stature.
Stature.
Onslaught.
Onslaught.
Composed.
Composed.
Intricacy.
Intricacy.
Nocturnal.
Nocturnal.